So today I'm going to be making for you a cauliflower gratin from my book, From My Kitchen to Yours. This is a recipe that I used to cook a lot for my kids. In fact, this is what I call an undercover agent, because what I do is I put a whole lot of vegetables under the cover of this lovely creamy cheesy sauce, and my children used to just bite into it and eat it and relish it. So I think I'm kind of the Mata Hari of vegetables. Let's get cracking. So what I'm doing now is I'm starting with making a bechamel sauce. So what I'm doing is basically I'm kind of just cooking the flour a bit, because the flour has a very raw taste to it. So if you cook it a bit, then that raw taste kind of goes away. Just cook it a bit. Say it takes about probably a minute, but if you do this well, then the base of your bechamel becomes really good. So I'm going to start with a little oil. I'm going to add my butter to it off the fire. As you know, butter burns at a lower temperature, so you have to be very, very careful with it. That's why we put a little oil before we put the butter. Now into this, I'm going to put my maida, which I have already cooked. Mix it into our butter. I'm going to add our milk. Okay, you have to keep cooking this down till it becomes slightly thicker. Now let's start flavoring it, which means I'm going to put some nutmeg, and then of course we're going to add some pepper, and then a little salt. Not too much, because what I'm going to do with this is I'm starting it off as a bechamel, but then I'm going to be adding some cheese into it. So every time you add cheese into a bechamel, it no longer stays a bechamel. It becomes a Mornay sauce. Now I'm sure you didn't know that. And now a pinch of salt. What you have to not stop is the whisking. You have to whisk it really well. So I'm just going to be grating some cheese into this, and just like magic, by adding cheese, our bechamel turns into a Mornay. I think this is called food magic. So I'm also going to be adding 1/4 cup of cream into this. Here it is. Our Mornay is ready. So let's taste. It's actually beautiful, but I could add a little extra cheese. So I've added a little extra cheese, and I think this is much nicer. Now that our cheesy sauce is ready, we get to our vegetables. This is parboiled cauliflower. I'm just going to put it in here. These are parboiled carrot. I'm going to pour this into this. I think this needs a little more. So beautiful. And we're ready. So now we're putting a little breadcrumb over this. Now over this, we're going to be putting a little fried onion. So here it is, my very, very cheesy au gratin, ready to go into the oven, 190 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes. Here it is, my cauliflower gratin, beautiful, cheesy. And I love having it with mustard, because I think it really adds to the flavor. This is really, really hot, by the way. So good.